Hello, this is Fan Formula on the 23rd of December, nearly Christmas. The problems wasn't in the last one. The computer had a major breakdown, processor died, motherboard dead, RAM dead. So, in a nutshell, I spent 130 quid to get a brand new computer all over again. Well, 130 quid for new innards. Most of my innards I bought were still working. I've got it being annoying. Other years he's been brilliant at buying Christmas presents. This year he's suddenly just gone a blank and just not doing it very well. Anyway, as I understand it, it's 1 minute 13. We've got Ferrari, Mercedes, Williams and Marussia this year. This episode, so we'll see what they are. Okay, so for Ferrari, they had a relatively good season, in my opinion. Although they didn't start off very well. There's something amiss at Ferrari, I personally think, because they're not being so radical, so to put it, in their designs. Or they say radical, and then, you know, when you say radical, I want guns and knives and lasers coming off the car, and it's just another run-of-the-mill, sometimes crock of shit on a couple of occasions, to be honest, especially at the start of the season. I know you shouldn't say that about Ferrari, but it was. They turned it around in a nutshell, and I think for next year they've just got to be a bit more, they've just got to be a bit more ready to be radical in their design, really. But but Ferrari's performance was majorly boosted by Fernando. If they had two drivers like Felipe, they would have been nowhere. Ferrari's performance was majorly boosted by Fernando this year. Mercedes. Well, they started really well. I really love their ingenuity of the double DRS, because it made a lot of sense. My understanding is because it was still on the front and rear wing, the car could actually be more stable going into a corner because it's not out of balance, so they could be on it a bit more. But I don't know why they just dropped off in leaps and bounds. I don't quite know why that happened. Whether they started focusing on 2013, 2014. Or they knew Hamilton was coming sooner than we did. Sorry, that's F1 smart moment. But they've been disappointing, to be honest, because they should have been up there. They should have won more than one race. They should have been on the podium more often, and they just weren't. Let's hope they're just like, well, I don't think they will be very good next year, to be honest, either. But don't discount Ross Brawn. And don't discount Lewis Hamilton, even there. So they could be surprised next year, but I don't think they're going to be anything. I'm going to do slightly a different way around. I'm going to go for Marussia next, not Williams, because, well, we'll do Marussia next. So Marussia, I was having this debate with you might know on Twitter as Road Breaks Parts, man. I've got him on Facebook and Twitter, he's a good guy. We're having this debate, we don't know, we can't work out whether Caterham dropped the ball, or whether Marussia got their car genuinely aerodynamically sorted, and whether they found something in the Cosworth engine that the other team just couldn't work, because they've been surprisingly good all year. That said, I would have expected them to be close to the back of the pack. I would have even said they should have been close to a point, not still a million miles away from it. They've got better race pace than Caterham. It'll be interesting to see how they manage next year with Kers. But I don't know, they're in danger of just dropping off the back of the grid for being crap, to be honest. They've got fantastic Twitter and Facebook interaction, but sometimes it seems they're too focused on that rather than just, okay, we like to see what you're doing, but just get on with it, get racing. But if they're not careful, they're in danger of dropping off the back of the field, dropping off the back of the grid, and just disappearing altogether. Okay, and now for Williams, my favourite team. They could have been, like Mercedes and Lotus could have been, they could have been on the podium so much more than they were. But Maldonado's sort of all-or-nothing approach didn't help. Bruno Senna was very heavily handicapped, more than what I think Williams would care to admit. He was very heavily handicapped about missing all those practice sessions, and then he just ran into massive strings of bad luck in the car, or in the race. But I think they've got a good basis for next year. I would love to see them win again. You can see me do another Williams thing like I did earlier this year. But they've just, again, I hate to say it, but they've been a little disappointing. They could have been so much better, and they just, through circumstance, they just weren't. Although that said, they're not at least propping up the back of the field like they were last year. So it's sort of give and take, really. They've got a good basis because they've taken a win, but it's not good enough because they could have been on the podium so many more times than what they were. Well, that's more down to driving problems than the car. So if they had a Raikkonen, for example, or even possibly even still Barrichello, they could have been on the podium so much more than. Anyway, that's me well and truly over the minute. Probably been over the minute on all of them, to be honest. Anyway, I guess that's the end of the fan formula for this week. Brain fade. Oh yes. As noticed in the last one, Grace is wanting people to collect collecting bits together to stick together in a fan formula Christmas video. So I just want to say Happy Christmas to all the fan formulaites, fan formularettes. So we continue this on into next year because it's a fantastic thing to be part of. Let's hope you have a good Christmas. Doesn't have to be sober, but just hope it's a good Christmas. So it's a good New Year as well. And so all our respective teams that we support do well next season. And that's the end of the fan formula. Some Stormspray stuff. I'm still needing Alas to do some voice work for the Where's My Liberty project. Although to be honest, the way that's going, not getting another voice for it. It's in danger of just being canned, to be honest, because well, can't get anyone to do the voice. I can't do it. But I just need someone to do some voice work for it. We're hoping, if we can get some extra voices done, we're hoping to start doing some live action videos next year. Live action, sort of short sketches, sort of 3-4 minute. What's his name? Sort of Mitchell and Webb, Armstrong and Miller sort of style, short sketches basically. Let's hope it'll all come together that way. And yeah, well, that's it. I've got to go off now, get packing, because I'm going home for the first time in a year. I haven't been home since Christmas last year, which is kind of interesting, kind of amazing really. Been busy at Santander, taking my bosses. What I know I'm gonna possibly, it'll be sold towards someone's gonna watch it, but I don't care if someone watches it from work. I've got to vent somewhere, and to be honest, yeah. The thing, what annoys me at work is the floor walkers and one uses some concept of a call monitor instead of a floor walker. Whenever if you work in a call centre before, sometimes you need a call taking over. People just don't want to talk to you anymore. I've been on the receiving end of that many times, and I've even been that person myself a few times. But those two floor walkers seem to be very reluctant to take any calls over, and the manager's just the same. And then the other manager on the team, when he takes a call over, that call just seems to drag on for a further 20 minutes. So it's just so annoying. And a mate of mine, he's a good mate, but Jermaine and Ian, they're both fantastic people, but I'm a bit annoyed. Ian, I don't quite know how he's done it. Looks like he's being picked to be a new supervisor on the team, which, congrats to him if that's the case, but if you're going to go, if you want to go by, if they were picked by stats, Jermaine's has always been brilliant, but Ian, it might have been. We've got an average call handling time of 6 minutes. Ian is always in the 6, 7s, and 8s. More recently, I've been in the 3s and 4s for it, so I've been there. But then again, I do show an obvious dislike to the management and don't seem very, and not very willing to listen to very much to what they say, mostly because they're talking about their arses, and it's obvious. Anyway, that's enough of that before I end up getting myself in a load of trouble. I guess I'll see all of you next year for another fan formula. I guess that's when it'll be. Anyway, so I'll see you later.